For me to go along, they can travel with me. For I am coming to visit you after I have been to Macedonia. See, he's writing. See, sometimes we want to get super spiritual. No, he's just writing a letter, letting them know what's going on. Sometimes you just got to keep it real. Don't super spiritualize some stuff. Just let folks know where you're at. And Paul was letting them know where he was at. He said, perhaps when I get there, I'll stay with you, possibly all winter, and then can send me on my way to the next destination. In other words, there may be some doors to the next destination. I don't know where I'm going, but maybe when I get there, oh my God, I just heard in my spirit, some people are trying to get through doors and trying to create doors for themselves and trying to create avenues. Could I say sometimes just stop for a moment and enjoy the moment? Stop trying to focus so much on trying to get the doors open and get through the door and trying to make doors, and enjoy the opportunity for the doors where you are. And so he said, I know I'm going to be getting to the next destination, but as I'm doing that this time, I don't want to make it just a short visit and to go right on. I want to come and stay a while. Could I say sometimes we're in a hurry to get through doors? But could I say, stop trying to get through a door so quickly that you do not maximize the moment of where God has you. And so in this season, you may be not feeling so cool in the place that he has you, or you may be in one room trying to get to the next door. Could I say, maximize everything before you go through the door, because you know why? When you go through the next door, you may have to have some things now to help you in the next place. Who am I talking to right now? Make sure you got everything together. Make sure your finances, make sure your mentality, make sure your emotions, make sure your relationships, make sure your attitude is where it needs to be, because you can't afford to go through a door that may be more required of you and you haven't done what you needed to do to get ready for that next destination. So Paul was even saying to them, before you could get blessed, make sure you get your gifts together and sow a seed to Jerusalem, church, so that you'll be ready for the harvest to come in. Oh, who am I speaking to? I'm hearing it in my spirit. This is a moment. You see the door, and I know that this is going to be the year for an opening. But some things you have to put in line so that you're ready for the next opportunity. You're ready for the destination. You're ready for the blessing. You're ready for the harvest. You're ready for what God has. Oh my God, in some mentalities, some attitudes, some ways that got you to one place, it can't get you through that door in the new place. And so get ready. Shake off some things where you're at. What did we talk about last week? Leave that door open, let some things out so that you're ready for the new door, for the new place. And so he went on and said, in the meantime, while I'm staying here at Ephesus until the festival of Pentecost, this is where my thematic text is, there is a wide open door for great work here, although many oppose me. He said, when Timothy comes, don't intimidate him, for he is doing the work of the Lord. He's doing God's work just as I am. Woo! I want to stop right there. Did y'all hear it? Did y'all see it? Did y'all read it like I did? There is a wide open door, verse 9, for great work, my God. But there are many opposing me. In other words, there is much opposition, one text would have it say. So I want to talk to somebody right now, because there is a door of opportunity. There's a wide open door of opportunity for you. The door is open for the gospel. The door is open for what God has said over your life. The door is open for where God wants you to go. The door is open for the promises of God to prevail. The door is open, as we talked about last week. You've prayed, and Rhoda is opening the door, the one you least expected. And could I say to you that now in this 2022, in this season, I'm hearing the word of the Lord say that he's opening up some doors that are wide for you. There's no more excuses. There's no more going back to think can or can't you. There's none of that. He's, as Paul said, I see the door and I see that it's wide. There's no excuses. There's no reason why I can't. There's no reason why we can't make it. There's no reason why certain things just can't happen. There is no reason. I'm feeling in my spirit right now to encourage you. There is no reason for you to have an excuse anymore. The door is not locked. The door is not bolted. You have opened the door. And now, as Bruno Mars or Sonic, whoever said, you are leaving the doors open. And now that the door is open, there is opportunity, and there is God's favor, and there is God's blessing, and there is opportunity. There are people waiting. There the gospels are much more afforded. Healing is operational. My God. Miracles are on the verge. There is a new horizon. My God, a wide open door is for us in this season. Woo! Who am I talking to right now? You don't have the excuse of your past. You don't have the excuse of who did it, when they did it, how they did it. That is over. That door has been shut. And now there's a wide open door for you. Paul can't go back and talk about when he used to persecute Christians. He can't go back to what his name used to be. He can't go back to what he used to do. But he's now looking forward and he's saying, now I see. There is a wide open door for me. Chantel, you was right. You gotta see it to see it. You gotta faith it to faith it. You gotta believe it to believe it. You've got to walk this thing out. And what Paul saw, he saw a wide open door afforded to him. I want to say to somebody, this is a season where the door is wide open. Somebody clap your hands. Somebody stomp your feet and give God a praise, because he's opened some doors. You didn't expect it. You didn't see it coming. Matter of fact, you thought you was in prison. You was ready to give up. You was ready to throw in the towel. You was ready to say forget it. You was nervous. You was worried. You didn't know which way to go. You thought nobody cared. But you didn't realize that God was opening up a door so wide. Not a narrow door, a wide door. Woo! Get ready, for a door is about to be wide open for you. Clap your hands, stomp your feet. Let me give you these couple of points so we can get out of here. Woo! And so he said that a wide door is open, but without a comma, without a breath stopping. He said, but there are some opposing it. I just want to talk a little bit about, as we walk through this season, your opposes. I want to talk a little bit about opposition, because I've come to find out in my 30 some odd years of God opening up some doors, of God winding up some doors, of God doing some things that I would have thought he could not do. When I was at my wit's end, when I was about to throw in the towel, when I was about to give up, when I had no hope. See, I'm talking to you real, because even in this Christian journey, you gonna go through some things. But oh my God, this chapter, when I go through, I come back to this, and I come back to a realist whose author, who reminded the people in Corinth that there is opportunity, there are some doors open, but be mindful that with every door that's open, there can be some opposition. But what I want to extrapolate from this text, so that you can be encouraged, that you can walk on through the door, so that you can understand what's going on when it seems like the door is closed, when it seems like you have to watch the closing doors. The title of this message is Watch the Closing Doors. My God, when it seems like doors seem to be closing, could I say that every door that might seem to close, it's a wide open door for you? What do we find here in this text for these brief couple of moments? I want to remind you that even though you see the door wide open, that Paul also saw opposition within a wide open door. I want to say to somebody, because some of us have been so stuck on looking at the opposes and looking at the opposition that we have failed to recognize that it's a wide open door. I want to say to somebody, because you've been praying, God, do this and God, do that and God, and many of us have been waiting for God to take something out before he opens the door. Some of us have said, when I see that problem over, or when I see that issue done with, then I can walk through the door, or then I know that there's an open door. I want to say to somebody that it may not go just that way, that there may be a wide open door in opposition all at the same time. I want to tell you, somebody, don't get discouraged that when there's a lot of opposition, that there really might be that at that time where there's most opposition is probably the time when there's a wide open door. Woo! Paul had felt for one moment, he felt limited because he was saying how he could not travel. He had felt limited because where he was at seemed like it wasn't happening. He had felt limited that the very place that God had placed him, that he could not get it accomplished as quick as he wanted to. See, he was trying to say to them, I want to be with you, but right now there's a lot of oppositions that are keeping me from getting to where I want to be. He said, but maybe I might be able to get to you at a certain time. See, Paul wasn't denying the fact. He wasn't trying to fake it till he made it. He had to be real to say that, yes, there is some things opposing me. There is some stuff that I would not have imagined. It's happening to me. The place where I thought was going to be easy. The place where God had me. The place where God told me to be. The place where God said, I know. Somebody's saying, but God told me that I should be here. But now I'm here. And it seems like all hell is breaking loose. God told me certain things. And there's so much force against what God has said that I'm now beginning to question, should I have, or is this really God? Could I say to somebody, no, this is where that's that wide open door that's happening in your experience right now. So Paul felt limited. He felt stuck. He felt like he wasn't going nowhere. He felt like things wasn't adding up. He felt like there was some opposition so strong. I mean, he was facing the people that were paganistic. He was facing idolatry from the culture. He was facing heresy in the culture. He was facing folks saying, I thought God told you. I thought God said. And if that was to be the case, then why are you still in the same place? But my God, look at what Paul said. He said, in the midst of opposing forces, in the midst of opposition, in the midst of all this stuff, there is a wide open door. I want to say to somebody, stop looking at the opposition. Stop looking at the opposers. You are looking at the wrong thing, at the wrong time, at the wrong season. Matter of fact, if you look at it right, if you look at it correctly, that thing that you say is opposing is the very thing that could be a wide open door for opportunity. Somebody give him a praise. Woo! Woo! So let me say this. Point number one. Sometimes you think your failure, Paul, is your or the enemy. Is the issue. But let me say point number one, that God will sometimes allow the opposition, your opposer, to be the very thing to have you see that there is an open door for you. Somebody shout yes. So point number one, the thing that's opposing you, could it possibly be that God set it up for you to see that you have a wide open door that's been afforded to you? I have come to see that oftentimes that door that I did not look at, it had to come by my enemy having me to see the very thing that's always been there for me. But I've allowed comfortability. I've allowed being comfortable where I'm at. I've allowed the same thing, the same way, staying stuck where I am, because I know the comfort that's there. I know that there's some things just that I know, that I don't have to be vulnerable, that I don't have to be challenged, that I don't have to unknow what I think I know. So I stay stuck there. But when God is trying to get me to go through, or for me to see that there's a wide open door, he will use the very thing that gets on my last nerve. He will use the person that sometimes I can't stand. He will use situations in my life to make me have to deal with it and not stay comfortable. He will take me and put me in some uncomfortable situations, some uncomfortable circumstances. He will cause me at times to go broke if he has to. He will cause people that I don't want to hear from, that now I have to hear from them. He will cause some things in my situation to happen to show me that this is not to harm you, but matter of fact, it's a wide open door to bless you. Some of y'all are feeling, Why is it that coworkers are talking about me? Why is it that this job seems to, now that I loved, seem to be the job that I can't stand going to? Why is it that the place that I called a happy home is now a place where I feel like I've outgrown and I need new space and new place and new territory? The city that I grew up in, but now it's not doing the same that I used to live. Maybe God's allowing that opposition, that opposer, to now come in the place that you liked, the things that you liked, the stuff that used to make you feel good, the stuff that gave you a shiver in your quiver. That maybe that God's allowing it to show you that you've been comfortable, you stayed there too long, you've been too laid back, you got the same story. There's been no movement. There's been no change. And what God desires for everyone is for growth. So if you ain't growing, then God will allow it so that you can see there is a wide open door afforded to you. You've been around people that are Debbie Downers, then maybe God's put those people there so that you can start talking faith. Maybe you don't see nothing happening and you didn't talk till you got blue in the face. You didn't talk to counselors. You didn't talk to people and they can't do nothing for you. Maybe God's allowed that so now you can start talking to him so that you can see that that's the door he's been trying to open up. Maybe you've been in broken relationships, broken situations, broken circumstances. Maybe God's showing you, I've allowed that so you can reach for health, you can reach for wholeness, you can start self-caring for yourself, you can stop giving everybody a piece of your mind and start holding your mind and letting her hold your peace and letting the Lord now fight your battles. Who am I talking to this morning? Give him a praise. So number one, the enemy, the so-called enemy, it's only your enemy because it's opposing your comfort zone. It's only your enemy because you've got work to do. It's only an enemy because now it's time for you to walk through some stuff that you've never seen before. It's only your enemy because it's keeping back from what God is saying. But I believe, I'll say it this way, the stuff that you call opposition, the stuff that you see as opposing, could I grant it to say that no, it's only an opportunity so that it can help you get through the open door, because the door is wide open. Come on and see that opposition as opportunity. So let this be a year. No, they ain't my enemy. Matter of fact, he said he's gonna make my enemy my footstool. Matter of fact, he said that he will prepare a table in the presence of my enemy. So this year, I have decided it ain't no enemy. It ain't an opposer. Matter of fact, it's just my opportunity. So, look at the opposer as an opportunity for you to look at what you should look at. Therefore, you can't complain. Stop talking bad about it. Stop looking at who did it, when they did it, how they did it. That's giving too much energy to something that you should not be giving your energy to. But when you say, God, I see that what's opposing me, you are using it as an opportunity to get me through that wide open door. Do I got a witness? If I got a witness, throw it up in the comment. If that's you this morning, I want to see if that's you. Myra, thank God. Walk through it. they'll walk through it. What you thought was opposing could be the very thing that's opportunity. Ayana, walk through it. What you thought, it may be for you to write a book about it. It may be for you to tell your testimony. It might be for your embetterment. It might be for your empowerment. My God, you stayed stuck for so long. And now you see this opposition. Could I say stop it and look at that as being God, you allowed that to happen so I could see the opportunity. It had me to open up my mouth. It had me to do some things different. It had me to walk different. It had me to know that I won't be manipulated that way. I ain't gonna be taken advantage of no more. That opposition showed me the best of me. It showed me the stamina that I have. It showed me my resilience. It showed me how I was able to stand in the midst of a storm. It showed me who my true friends were. It showed me who you was. It showed me what I have. It showed me who I could trust. It showed me who the best of me. So stop looking at the opposition, but begin to say, this is my opportunity. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm trying to get to my second point, but I feel somebody's about to see everything that was opposing you was really a setup to bless you. It was a setup for you to write a book. It was a setup for you to write your song. It was a setup for you to start changing your environment. It was a setup to say, I ain't gonna stay in poverty no more. I grew up in the projects, and what I thought was opposing me, the system, welfare, school, what they said, I see it was an opportunity that God had a wide open door. They said a black man can't do it. A black man would be this. They had stats like a rap sheet for me. But that opposition was only an opportunity for me to see that God had a wide open door for me. So what am I saying? Stop getting nervous. Stop getting scared. Stop allowing fear to stop you from what God has said. Look at every opposition. If it opposed me to say I didn't have the education, I don't have the economics, I didn't come from that type of family, let that be the door of opportunity to walk through a wide open door that's afforded for you. Who am I preaching to? Shout yes! Point number 2. Woo! I see it now. Point number 2. This is going to help somebody. What we often see as obstacles usually is an opportunity in disguise. Could I say what you've been calling opposition is really an opportunity in disguise? Where I wanted to hate, it was an opportunity for you to show love. Where you wanted to have unforgiveness, it was an opportunity to show you how to forgive. It was an opportunity disguised. Where you wanted to fight back, it was an opportunity for you to hold back and see how God would make it out. When you didn't know which way to go, which way to turn, it was an opportunity in disguise to say I'm going to hold my peace and let the Lord fight my battles. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. The opposition was just an opportunity in disguise to show you that God can make a door where there is no door. He can make a way where there is no way. He can do things the doctors can't do, the lawyers can't do, your money can't do, your comfort can't do. So could I say, stop looking at the Give him a praise. My last point is what I found with what Paul was doing was that the unlikely thing was the likely thing. Let me say to somebody, God will never use your likely thing. He's more into using your unlikely thing. See, it was likely for Paul to go and meet them, to talk to them, to encourage them, to strengthen them, to give them what they was looking for. But that would have been comfortable for them. It would have even been comfortable for Paul. But he recognized that's comfortable. Woo, I want to say to somebody, this is going to be a year where there's going to be some uncomfortable stuff. Stop complaining about that. It's just an opportunity in disguise to get you to see the wide open door. And what Paul saw, he said, the very thing that I would think is opposing is an opportunity for a wide open door for the gospel. He said, check this out. He said, who's the next best? See, there's always something, my God, that God wants to do that's unlikely for you. He wants to show you himself strong on your behalf. And so what he did, he said, Timothy, I want you to go down and I want you to give the message. He sent Timothy. All that to say, never underestimate how God can use your opposition to afford it for an opportunity for you to get through the door. It may not come the way you think. So look for other ways, other alternatives. It just don't have to be that way. God's saying there's a wide open door. Stop limiting yourself. Stop just thinking you're the only one. Paul, you've got Timothy, you've got this, in other words, look at all the strings that can be used. Some of y'all are working just one job, trying to do, look at all the strings God's giving you. You can be this, you can do that, you can, all these strings, alternatives, different methods, different ways. Stop looking at it one way. There's so much wide open doors afforded for you, to you. It's not always the who. Didn't have to be Paul. Some of us are stuck on the who. It don't matter who blesses. It don't matter how it comes. It don't matter what got it there. My God, start blessing God for the wide open door. If he'll use a drug addict, if he'll use a gangbanger, if you stop judging and start thanking God for whoever God uses, it's to get you through the door. Because at the end of the day, whoever, whatever, however, it's to accomplish for you to win, for you to get through the door, for you to have what God says for you to have, to do what God says for you to do. A win is a win regardless of who's doing it. So Timothy went on down and he said, don't allow yourself to be hindered or for you to not get what God has because I didn't come. Woo! So many are looking for certain people. Stop looking at folks. You're putting too much stuff in people. That's why you're hurt, broken, despair. Allow God to use whatever he'll use. Because at the end of the day, he said if he's going to bless you, if he's going to get you there, if he's got something for you, then God will even use a donkey if he has to. Do you hear me? Woo! Could I even say this? Because as God was giving me, downloading this to me, he said, and I heard it in my spirit, and then somebody confirmed it. He said, oftentimes your failure, what you think is opposing, what you think has been your opposition, do you realize your failure is really a setup for your success? When I first got saved, I thought I had to be perfect. Had to say the right thing, do the right thing, act a certain way. But I come to see that in my failures, it kept me, or it showed me the grace of God. It showed me that I could be successful. I have failed over and over and over and over. I failed at finances. But you know what? That failure has taught me the importance of legacy, the importance of saving, the importance of giving, the importance of doing what I need to do. I have failed in relationships, but you know what that failure showed? How to speak more careful, how to use wisdom, how to talk, how to love, how to show. I mean, emotionally, I did not have it based on what I grew up in. Somebody said, you have avoidance attachment disorder. You're afraid to get close. Yeah, because of so many losses. Hey, PC here. Thanks for watching this video. Here's another video, and make sure you subscribe, like, and comment down below. Give on Givelify. Type in Life Change Christian Church. Also, tune in Facebook at Life Change Providence. We'll see you there.